Hi mathematicians, today we're going to be talking about learning target number 4, which is I can find the fraction of a set. At first glance, this target can look a little bit complicated. So let's first review what it means to find the fraction of a set, and then we will go through some examples. Let's start with a basic one. What is 1/2 of 12? So this is a fraction of a set. Half is the fraction and the set is 12. So what is 1/2 of 12? You might immediately think you know the answer inside your head, but let's just go through step by step what this means, and that will help you when the numbers and fractions get a little bit more complicated. Let's first imagine that you have 12 marbles. There they are, 12 marbles. I'm going to give half of my 12 marbles to my friend. So half of my marbles would mean taking this group of 12 and dividing it into exactly 2 groups. Here would be one group, and here would be the second group. So how many marbles are in 1/2? 6. So half of 12 would be 6, and that's a fraction of a set. Another way you could show this is with a bar model. The whole in this situation is my whole set. My whole set is 12. I need to figure out half of 12. So in this situation, half would be 6. So 1/2 of 12 would be 6. Let's do it a little more complicated. What is 2/3 of 18? So we can again think about marbles. Let's say that I have 18 marbles. There we go, 18 marbles. And I want to give away 2/3 of my marbles to my friend. So if I gave them 2/3, how many marbles would I be giving away? In order to use my picture strategy, I need to divide my 18 marbles into 3 equal groups, into thirds. So that would be like so. Now I have divided my marbles into 3 sections, and I would like to give my friend 2 of those thirds. So that would be 2 sections. So how many marbles am I giving my friend? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 2/3 of 18 is 12. What if I also tried to do this using the bar model? So I have my bar and my set, my whole set right now is 18. And I am trying to figure out 2/3. So what would 1/3 of 18 be? I can be thinking inside my head that I need to divide 18 into 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6, just like last time. So each unit would be 6. 18 divided into 3 pieces is 6. Since I am giving away 2 units, or 2/3, 2/3 of 18 is 12. So there we go. 2/3 of 18 equals 12. One last example. What is 3/5 of 30? Now, for this situation, I'm not going to sit here and draw 30 marbles because that's going to take me way too long. So instead, I'm going to try to use numbers or a bar model to help me solve this one. So let's start with our bar model. For our bar model here, our total in our set is 30. And we are trying to figure out 3/5 of our set. So I'm going to separate my bar into fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I need to figure out how many marbles belong in 1/5 or 1 unit of 30. So I can think inside my head, what is 30 divided into 5 pieces? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5 fits into 30 6 times. Oh my gosh, it's 6 again. This is a coincidence. I'm not doing this on purpose. So each section on my bar model would actually be 6. 6, 6, 6, 6, and 6. I want to give 3/5 of my 30 marbles to my friend because I really like them. So that means 3 of my pieces. 3 6s all together. 6 times 3 equals 18. So now I know that 3/5 of 30 equals 18. One last thing. You might not realize it, but finding the fraction of a set is actually the same thing as multiplying. So on the last slide, when we did 3/5 of 30, that's actually the same thing as doing 3/5 times 30. So if you are asked to find 3/5 of something or 3/5 times something, just remember inside your head that it's the same thing. I want to show you another shortcut for how to find 3/5 of 30 when you use multiplication. So let's say we have 3/5 of 30, but we're using multiplication. We can multiply 3 times 30 and then divide it by 5. So what that's going to look like is 3 times 30. You'll figure out whatever that answer is, and then you'll divide that answer by 5. And we should get the same answer. So 3 times 30, I can use my zeros trick. 3 times 3 is 9, plus the 0 is 9d, divided by 5. 9d divided by 5, that's tricky. I need to think for a second. How many 5s fit into 9d? It's actually 18, which is what we got before. So that's another shortcut strategy, and it's actually using algebra to solve. So one last time, using just the number or bar model strategy, 3/7 of 42. So one way I could do this is with my bar model. I know that my whole set right here is 42, and I'm dividing it into sevenths. So I need to ask myself how many is going to be in each bar here. So that would be 42 divided by 7. How many 7s fit into 42? 6 of them. I don't know what's going on with these 6s. It's like magic 6s. So each of my little sections here would have 6. And I am trying to figure out 3/7. 3/7 here would be 3 of my sections. And 3 6s would give me 18. So 3/7 of 42 should be 18. Okay, well, let's say you wanted to use the algebra strategy that we talked about on the last slide. So we have, again, 3/7 of 42. So if you remember before, what we're going to do is multiply 3 times 42 and then divide it by the 7. So 3 times 42. We'll get that answer, and then once we get that answer, we'll divide it by 7. 3 times 42 would get you 126. I did that on a separate sheet of paper. And then I would need to use long division to solve for 126 divided by 7. And I did that on a separate sheet of paper, and it got me 18. And that answer matches the answer that I got before. So now you know 3 different ways to find a fraction of a set. You can use a picture, a bar model, or algebra.